So yeah, we had sniping and point blank shot for up close and personal. We had firing at people in combat, and now we've got the improved damage that we've got in that we added in here. And I think I need to look at melee now and see what I have for melee art forms. We've got a couple different things in here to look at. One is backstabbing. You have to have your peanuts and cocktails first class. See, on your stream, you just need to have your girlfriend serve you drinks. There we go. Then just be like this, mysterious hand entering your webcam stream like this. And like, here you go. Here you go, sir. And then bam, you got your drink. I mean, it is your birthday after all. She could roleplay as an airline flight attendant. They have uniforms too. All right, so let's see here. We have. Let me just shrink this window down a little bit here. All right. So we've got backstabbing. I think I already copied this over. Yep. All right, so obviously this is going to be for someone who is going to play a rogue type character. We're going to identify by character classes, if you will. So let's take a look at what we've got written here for someone who's trying to be an assassin-like character and do damage from behind. All right, so you have learned how to really stick it to them so it hurts even more when stabbing people in the back. Okay. You're searching Amazon for a stewardess outfit? That's great. If you find one, let me know. Go along with the whole theme there, man. It'd be great. Great theme stream for your birthday. Alright, so prerequisite is an assassin. Where do I have assassin in my player handbook here? Oh, you know what? It's a role, I think. Yeah, someone can actually pick up the role of being an assassin. So what does someone who is an assassin get? So let's just review here. Someone that is an assassin, or is trying to develop an assassin-like character, would pick this up. It's going to help them be an assassin, if you will. So with light blade, you're able to strike where it hurts the most. So we got prereqs and our benefits. You want to see the stream with me in a stewardess outfit? What? No way, dude. I'd have to like fundraise that crap. You have to like do. I don't even want to know the money. I mean, everybody has their price, right? I mean, there's definitely a price. It's not a flat out no. It'd just be how much would I need to intake before I agree to that. Oh God. I don't think I can do anything like cross-dressing. I don't have the looks for it. You will donate the outfit? Oh, God. Yeah. I just have, like, rugged draw, and it's very square face. Momo, do not get involved in this. Oh, God. Hey, at least I got a flight simulator game. I got Flight Sim X. I could whip that up for it, Then I would be a stewardess taking over a plane. I don't need the makeup, just the costume. This is your flight attendant speaking. In the event of an emergency, oxygen mask will deploy from the ceiling. Please make sure you secure yours first before you assist others. Oh, jeez. You guys are crazy. Alright. So, assassin. Once per round when you're flanking a foe or are being stealthy and you're using a light weapon, bow, or crossbow. If I just say bow or crossbow, you can choose to add additional damage if you hit. And, wow. they're getting a lot of bang for their buck here. Additional damage, and you also get to draw. This needs to say you draw one extra combat draw card. Draw one extra card on your combat draw. That's even better. Alright, so I need to update that verbiage really quick. Some of that was old terminology. And then, okay, so we covered what an assassin is. Someone picks this up, helps turn your character into an assassin. And then the art form that's going to go along with this to help them out even more. Don't forget at the beginning of the stream you have to do the safety checklist. Oh yeah. So wear it on a 14-hour stream? What? Oh god. Why do I have a feeling that this is something that's going to be talked about for a while? Damien. The safety checklist. Is that where I tell people that, you know, if you take a look to your right and your left, you'll see that there's emergency windows and doors? You, sir, right there by the emergency door. In the event of an emergency, are you okay with opening the door, or are you going to freak out and freeze? Because if you're going to freak out, you can't be there. You're in the event of emergency and we crash in the ocean, your seat turns into it's a life preserver. They don't say life preserver. It's like a flotation device. There we go. Your seat can act as a flotation device. Craziness. All right, so let's see. Art of backstabbing. You've learned to really stick it to them, which makes sense because we already are being sneaky as an assassin. So now we are going to see what we get here. This is only available to someone who has picked up the assassin role. It's that they're trying to develop their character into that. Does your beard double as a flotation device? Not really. I'm going to say no, Damien. Alright, benefit. The wounds you conflict are something to fear. You no longer deal... Oh, so this is the old system. This one had the wounds scale I talked about earlier. So we're going to change this around a little bit. Alright, so just to make sure, just going to double check exactly what I had a moment ago. We had, for an assassin, you get to add additional damage if you hit. It's not really classified what the damage is. That's something I'm going to have to look at specifying. And you get an extra card for your combat draw. And this is saying that you essentially can't do light wounds anymore, so we're increasing the severity of the attack. So we're going to need to boost somebody up here a little bit. So if we look at weapon damage here, so someone is only going to be doing sneak attacks, essentially, with... let's see here. Daggers, bows, or crossbows. And, let's see, I still need to specify a damage value on daggers. I might have already done that, though. Where did I put that stuff? Let's see. Not there. Aha! So yeah, we pretty much have this. And this is just a weapon class, so I would have a dagger be classified as a small weapon. And they're using 2d4s. So with that being said, and then the bows, the arrows are also 2d4. So that's actually pretty consistent for someone who's going for a assassin character. Their weapons are all the same damage type. They're looking at 2d4. So knowing that, and back here at the player's guide here real quick. Let's see, using a light weapon, a bow, or a crossbow, you can deal extra damage if you hit, and you draw one extra card on your combat draw. You could probably give them like a D6 or something, 2D4 on their stuff, and then you get to throw in a D6. Wow, that's a 6 on there. So that would have been 10 damage right out the gate. That's not too shabby. Or I could just outright give them double damage. They're going to pull that off once per on an unaware assailant. Go ahead and give them the double damage here. Upgrade your backstab. You can upgrade the damage dice of your backstab. So if we're already working with 2d4, 25% chance to end up with a 5 on the bell curve. Kind of like the idea of swapping out the damage dice and giving them bigger dice. So if we did 2d4, 25% chance to get a 5. That's freaking consistent. If it was 2d8, this gets split up a little bit better as far as randomness goes. You could get magical number here is 9. Well, that is not what I wanted to do. I need to do a. They didn't give me like a compare option on here. Can I output 2 things? Yeah. Alright. So this was my 2d8, and this is my 2d4 down here. Yes, hi, Finn. 12% chance at 9, 25% chance at 5. So if we say double damage, and I'm rolling a 5 25% of the time, that would actually work out to be much better than taking 2d8 instead. I would get higher numbers if I doubled 2d4. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give them double damage. This is going to be rather sick, but then again, that's generally what rogues do. They do it from behind, and they do a lot of damage. Rogues or assassins, or whatever you want to label them as. So they pick up this, and now they get to do double damage. You deal double damage on backstabs. Double damage on backstabs. This will end up being a melee assassin because it strips out the. There's no mention of bows in here, which is actually kind of nice. You deal double damage on backstabs. And at the moment, that's with 2d4s. Yeah, I think we'll, I think we're going to keep that. I'm going to add that in here. Not too bad. We're definitely going through the combat skill listing here fairly quickly. Aside from the arrow damage one, that took some work. All right, let's see. Gotta get back over here to my melee forms. So that was backstabbing. We've got stuff for opportunity attacks. We've got defensive ones as well. Ooh. Now this is an interesting one. This is about cleaving. So let's take a look at this one because I can see this being rather entertaining. Alright, so our descriptor, you swing with such power that if an opponent is reduced to 0 hit points, your weapon will continue to cleave into an opponent that is adjacent to the initial target. So you get a bunch of dudes lined up, you happen to reduce the one down to 0, your blade will keep on going. And we need to have a physique of 5, which is actually pretty hardy. Alright, benefits. Your cleave attack continues on past an incapacitated enemy. It strikes an adjacent foe to both you and the target. Damage is equal to the original attack. And I thought this was pretty good. There's not a diminishing return on this. It's straight damage just carries into the next guy. This art is possible with chaining, which means if you were to swing your weapon while being surrounded and miraculously kept killing opponents with the original cleave attack, it will continue until you either do not kill an enemy or there is no longer an enemy in reach. So it is possible to kill up to 8 opponents with one swing if your weapon has a reach of 1. So, yeah, I might not change that at all. I actually think that one is pretty ridiculous. And again, you know, this is an art form, so they're meant to be ways to help fine-tune your character into the embodiment of what you envision. And for someone who wants to be surrounded, who wants to swing something that's going to deal some damage, this is a good way to do it. Because, you know, on the caveat here is you have to incapacitate somebody. You got to drop them down to 0. But if you pull this off, you essentially get a free attack on the next guy. You don't even have to have combat advantage on him. You can just wail into him. It's actually pretty powerful. I think this whole like up to 8 opponents, you would want to get surrounded. Like, come at me, bro. So yeah, we'll keep that one as is. I'm not going to change that at all. That one just sounds like too much fun. Like, really. Like, I want to be that guy that strikes somebody down and then have it keep on going. Okay. Let me look at what other roles I have in here so I can make sure that I've got something in here for... Alright, I've returned. And Finn is good to go. Alright, let's see. I think we were just wrapping up a skill, and I was looking to see what else I might want to put as far as the roles. So let's see what else we have here. So yeah, we talked about assassin. We got a couple other things in here that are actually really cool, and I think I've got quiet. I think I have most of your traditional roles that most people tend to go for classes, and of course, hold on a second. Finn knows the word quiet. He just has to listen. So anyway, really? I think he's gonna end up in his crate. Alright. Finn's now been put up. Since he doesn't want to listen, he can go chill in his crate. Okay, so let's see here. We're talking about what roles. So we talked about the assassin. I actually have the battlefield elemental tactician in here, which I thought was pretty neat. You don't really see that in other things that I've looked at. So, helping to shape the battlefield, essentially. We've got Blaster Master, which is essentially your casters that are trying to just burn people down as fast as possible. I've got a brawler type of role. We've got healers, marksmen, and then I actually put in here, and this is going to be something that's going to be kind of interesting to kind of work into the game, and I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to pan out. But I actually have a monster hunter role, and that's essentially where you go around in the world and you capture creatures and you make them your pet, and you can take your pet with you into battle. Now, whatever you find, and then whatever creature attacks it gets, that's all gonna have to be defined in the essentially like the monster manual that I end up putting together, creature manual, whatever you want to call it. And you can only possess one creature at a time, so there is a cap. Now, there might be an art form that lets you have more than one, but I think that's going to give some people some interesting flexibility if they want to try to use the monsters in the world. And when I say creatures, there's probably going to be some limitations. Like you're not going to have someone go train a dragon. That's like level 30. That might be a little too OP. But something like a crocodile, that'd be kind of neat. Or maybe something like a jaguar or puma, cheetah, something like that. Or wolf. I can see someone running around being like a tamer of wolves. So that will give some people some interesting things to do. Now, this particular type of role, their actions are pretty much going to be taken up by the critter that they command, but they still can do a little bit of stuff themselves, but they take a penalty. So with that being said, I'll probably have to try to flesh out, and this will come at a later time, what exactly a monster hunter can do as far as what they can tame and what kind of attacks your pet may have, and maybe give the option to like train them how to do like new moves and things like that. So I think that's kind of neat. Outside the scope for today, though, for sure. We've got Mystic, which is kind of like your caster that is going to inflict status ailments. And you actually see here that we have magical effects listed over here in my to-do list. And I still need to iron out some of the effects that I'm going to have. I know something like stun is definitely going to be in there. Maybe like a confusion, because that's always rather entertaining if you get to confuse a bad guy and then they turn around and attack one of their fellow comrades. That can spark a chain reaction of sorts, especially if, for instance, maybe you're infiltrating a dungeon and you manage to get that spell off before you're even spotted. So then you got one little dude who's running around being a troublemaker and causing all kinds of chaos, and that gets things stirred up. And you're nowhere to be seen. So yeah, the Mystic cripples foes by inflicting negative status effects, as well as being able to bolster the power of your allies. So they kind of get like a twofold kind of deal. But they're all about enhancing or debilitating people. So I think that's kind of an interesting twist on things. We've got a protector class, which is synonymous with tanking, for those who are familiar with like MMORPG terminology. And then I also have a summoner class, or role, if you will, and a very unique leader role that someone can pick up in addition to whatever type of class they want to play. And then there's always the fill in the blank, like you can make up your own stuff. So there's not really any stuff there. Did I see the hotfix notes for Empyrean today? You know what? My Discord isn't even open right now because I restarted my machine before my stream. Let me double check here. Oh, look, Discord got an update. How about that? Alright, let's see. February 13th, they posted one for Alpha 9.4 hotfix. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, that was yesterday's patch, bruh. You're a day behind. No, that was yesterday's. Oh, they said update February 15th. Oh. They actually put a graph in there of what all they did. Okay. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, they launched that, and then so yeah, I didn't know they went back in and put an update note in there and put a graph in there. I will have to read all that a little later. Can't be doing that right now. All right, let's see what else we're working on here. So I think we pretty much went through here. I'll have to do some more for the other rules when I kind of get those narrowed down. I really got to start getting the magical effects listed out. I have a list of some positive ones here, and where's my um, hmm, other one here? I'm pretty sure I had the negative ones listed out too. No, they put the patch out yesterday because I had to update the server, so the server got updated, and then they posted that yesterday, and then they went back and said update February 15th. They just edited their notes. That's freaking ninja right there. They should have just launched another patch notification. See, some of us just watch for the announcements. I don't watch for updates where they just go in there and ninja edit their text. That's dirty. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, so the other thing I wanted to look at was XP table. This note I put down here at the bottom. And right before the stream kicked off, I was actually playing around in Excel real quick. And I think I like triangular numbers the best for this, which was kind of like my first guess as to how I wanted to do the experience. So if we, whoop, let me not wiggle my program window around and promptly minimize everything on two monitors, because that wasn't fun. uh, Good times. What else did I have over here? Notepad++ and my drawing program. Yeah, there we go. All right, so if we just drop this over here real quick, we can kind of see going levels 1 to 30, and the stage where I have people at, we have 6 different groupings. So I've got Apprentice, Journeyman, Expert, Adept, Master, and Grandmaster. And this is the level range breakdown. It's essentially every 5 levels. And I put a max skill rank cap in place, so you can't just go to like rank 6 in a skill. You gotta wait until you actually have progressed along your experience path or leveling, and then as you level, then you can rank up your skills past what they were. And I actually liked how this panned out with using triangular numbers. So if you take a look here, you'll notice that obviously level 1, you don't have to work for that. You start at 1. But to go up to the next level, you need 100. And then since we use triangular numbers here, it goes up by 200, then 300, 400, and it just keeps progressing that way, 500, 600, 700. And it gives us a nice curve, as you can see here. This is exactly the same curve, just 2 different charts for the same thing. And then you see if I had done linear, it would have progressed like this. I kind of like having the curve right here because it kind of extends that beginning game a little bit more. And then at the end here, it looks like it's going to take a little bit more before you peak out. It doesn't just jump out as fast. So I think I'm gonna like this because I mean, if you're playing the beginning game, you don't necessarily want to rush past your beginning levels. You're learning your character. You've got your concept of your character. This kind of gives a person a chance to grow into their character, learn the combat mechanics, learn how their character functions in combat. At least get all that entry level stuff out of the way, and then you start turning into being like super badass. Well, maybe not super badass, but you're more badass by the time you get to journeyman, and then so on and so forth until you get down to grandmaster. So I like triangular numbers for this. I think I'm actually going to keep this progression path. And the other day I had introduced having the max skill ranks. So I think that's a win for leveling, and it doesn't seem like it's going to take too much for someone to be able to progress. Again, it's going to kind of come down to how much XP I award for monster killing or storytelling, like someone role playing. Not all things have to end with someone getting murderated. I mean, if you're my friend Jay Bodge, he's all about just murderating everything, so he'd be down for that. But there's puzzles and things along those lines, and riddles, and solving things without violence. So we'll kind of see how that pans out. But I think for a preliminary approach, that I like the triangular numbers for leveling up. All right, so let's take a look here. The hardest thing on my list is probably going to end up being like damage values. How I want to put that into play. Although actually it's not going to be that difficult because I already got some of the what's the phrase I'm looking for? I kind of got some of this laid out. I've already got a foundation built a little bit. I just need to kind of go in here and tinker a little bit. And let's just take a look at our ranks here real quick, because this is going to be what pans out a lot for someone that's a magic user, or really anything that we're talking about, since it's all rank based. And let's see. Looking for my information that I have on my ranks. I got stuff like everywhere. It's like way too much stuff to keep track of sometimes, but it kind of works out. Oh yeah, so this is what I was initially thinking about for progression for a caster's damage. And kind of want to take a peek and see how this is going to end up working out. The engineer in you wants to know what happens to steel if it's smelted and poured in a vacuum. You should Google that and see if someone already knows. I'm sure someone has wondered that. Alright, so let's take a look here. Work on my magic values here. So, rank 1. Let's just make it a little easier for myself. All So let's see what ends up happening to a caster. Probably gonna have to use my little drawing tool down here at the bottom. Kind of take a peek. And see if this is viable. And then we also have archers to look at now. Oh, your mind tends to wonder and you're supposed to send it to someone else? Well, you know, at least you didn't send me something, you know, super crazy, Damien. You can still be Googling stuff for that stewardess outfit. For your girlfriend. Not me, your girlfriend. Alright, so let's go here and let's take a look at what we're going to be looking at. And we actually still have 2d8 in here. So we got 2d6, 2d8. So this is ranking up by incrementing the type of dice that we're using. And generally not the number of dice. And we got, oh, that is not, I must have changed my mind on that. Let's see here. Could try 2d12s. Let's see, we do 2d4, 2d6, 2d8, and then we switch to 3d6 right here, which is really interesting, and I'm wondering why I did that. I might not have wanted to do, we could have done 2d10s right there. $2d12 gives me 2 to 24. 3d6 wouldn't be enough. 4d6. $2d12, and this is going to be a jump. Let's see what ends up happening with all this. Alright, so this 2d4, 2d6. Okay. Yeah, 2d4, very consistent. Probably gonna roll 5s, and this is gonna be starting out. So let's just start making some notes here. Let's grab this light greenish yellow. And so rank 1, probably gonna roll 5s, more than likely. And then we're gonna have rank 2. We're just gonna abbreviate as R2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, and rank 6. I like how that looks like 122 because my handwriting is not the best. You already found it? You figured out the size? Now I don't even know what the sizes are, dude. I don't know lady sizes. Alright. Output 2. What's that, this orange color? So yeah, 7 is going to be the most likely one to roll. So we're probably going to do like 6 to 9. And then rank 3 would give me average roll of 9. And again, we got a very triangular up and down here. So this is 8 to 10. And rank 4, 10 and a half. I would love that. So rank 4, we're looking right here. So probably 10 to 11. Rank 5 puts me, let's see here, what was rank 5? 2d12s. 2, 3, 4. Do I have an extra one in here? 4, 6, 8. I took got the 3d6. All right. Yeah, everything in here should be pretty pyramid looking, except for this one here because that's 3 dice. Actually, it's 4 dice. Okay. So what was I looking at? Rank 1, 5. Then we've got 7. We've got 8 to 10. And then output 4. This is the 2d10s. So we've got 11. Oh, I already got that. Okay, rank 5, 2d12. You're looking at 13. So here's 13 on the graph. Yeah, that's right here. So 1 before and 1 after, most likely. So 12. Hard eraser here. 12 to 14, really. And rank 6. Nice bell curve here. 4 dice. This is 4d6. And this has a most likely outcome of 14. So we probably do 13 to 15, really. Which really isn't that much of an improvement between rank 5 and rank 6. So I probably need to increase this one. Give it another dice step. And that's really going to start skewing it forward. Wow, okay. Let's see here, 17 and 18. We are Grandmasters, though. Alright, so let's see here. So by rank 4, we're looking at 10 to 11. This right here isn't, I don't really like the fact that I've got 8 to 10, 10 to 11. It is an increase, but it's not like a huge increase. Kind of want to put in something a little different here. And let's see, this is where we went to 2d10s. What can I do between rank 3 and 4? Get a little extra boost. And if we look at my graph here, we kind of have this curve that goes like this. Except for when we get to rank 6, it literally just goes whoop, right over here. So let's see, here we go. Yeah, 5, 8, 11. It's pretty much all going up by 3s. Yeah, let's see here, that's more than 7, 5, 7, that's 2. And it's 9. So this is always going up by 2. If we go by where we're looking at here. So let me see here, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and then we jump all the way up to 17. So yeah, if I don't stick to writing out range, this makes more sense. And it doesn't seem like it's a huge increase. Although I might have to go back to 3d6 real fast just to double check that one. Or sorry, 4d6. So let's see, this apex to apex to apex, and this is here. So we get a little bit more, 1 more, but we're going to get more consistent median rolls here because we have a bell curve. which is why this is way up here between 6 and 12% for chance of rolling it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 possibilities are above 6%. And that's 7 for the previous rank. That could be something worth testing. So it only goes up to 14, but it's a much higher percentage chance. You're looking at almost 5% chance to get a 14. And here to get a 13, it's a, oh wait, I'm sorry. That is completely incorrect. Get a 14, this is a 3.42% chance. This one is a 4.88 chance. I have a lot more numbers that are further up. Might have to get someone here a little extra just to shift that. I want to shift this right. So we can add a minimum on here. We might say something like 3d6 plus, actually that's 4d6 right now. And let's see here. If we shift, apex is there. This is over by 3. If I shift that by 3, that would move this dot right over here. I think I like that. So 4d6 plus 3. So let's just draw that out. 4d6 plus 3. Someone actually takes the time to get rank 6 in a skill, particularly a weapon skill. I think I'm going to go back and make sure that all my rank 6 combat skills have a significant increase, because I really like how this looks. And I think what we'll do is we'll grab a picture of this. Actually, I kind of need more than just that. I need the outputs too. Actually, let's copy all this. And let's see. All right, so that looks great. And then I'll fine-tune that and see how it stacks up against archery. But I think we're doing pretty good.